I want to address this pastor. This pastor who have shown a great disrespect to Igbo nation, to the Igbo worldwide, by calling Igbo people the worst tribe or among the worst tribe. And I wonder if this man is a true Igbo person. I don't even need to urge you to share this video and make this video go viral by dropping your comments so as to boost the video to be able to go viral and to share this video. I will not urge you for that. But that is the right thing to do. You know, people prefer sharing and helping negative videos to excel than the positive ones. This video now that I'm going to use to educate us better and the public better, to counter what this man has said, because there are a lot of implications behind what this man has said in the video that he made recently that is trending. After this post, just go down my timeline. You'll see the previous video before this one. You see where I posted the kind of derogatory comments this man made against Igbo before the general public, his own church, at the pulpit, before the entire congregation that have mix of different tribes. Many of you may not know the implication of that kind of comment that man made. Very insensitive comment that man made. And that comment is even an hate speech. Is that bad enough to instigate people, other tribes, against Igbo people, Igbo nation? That's a very big condemnation that this man gave to them, blanketing the entire tribe to be the worst people because of a narrow-minded narrative that he used to judge them by claiming that Igbo people are disrespectful. They don't respect their elders or their kings or their subordinates, those in authorities, according to the examples that he gave. The video has so much implication. That's why you must share this one to counter his narrative. So that this video can go viral to be able to educate the people better. That's why you see I'm using English in this video, since he used English also. But he wanted this video to go far. So I also want this one to go far to counter him. So that other tribes, other people that may misunderstand this man or may be misled, we have to get the true picture of what it is, what the matter is. I don't know the moral compass that this man was trying to use to judge Igbo of being the worst tribe. I don't know why he made this video at this time. Is he trying to make this video at this time to trend so as to cover the saga going on between him and one Nollywood actress concerning relationship? Or he's actually doing it in a true faith? I wonder why the man is making this kind of speech. Because the speech is very insensitive and doesn't make any sense to me. Doesn't make any, it's baseless, it's a baseless speech that this man was trying to put out there against Igbo, the entire Igbo nation. I know most times or most cases, this kind of comments come from Igbo, our same people, constituting what we call self-destruction. Self-destruction. And most usually, the Igbo people who made this kind of comment or who are good at destroying themselves or condemning their people, their own, are people who do not have anything at stake in Igbo land. If you check very well, investigate this man very well, you discover that his church are outside Igbo land. All his church buildings, his businesses are outside Igbo land. They are all situated in Lagos, Abuja, and so on, or maybe abroad. They have no stake in Igbo land. So they come from that end and be bad-mouthing Igbo land or Igbo people. That is too bad. And I believe Igbo people or Igbo nation deserves an unreserved apology from this man, a fellow Igbo man, who could come out boldly and on the pulpit to condemn the entire Igbo tribe. That because we don't portray or we don't bow down, we don't dobale, according to him, before Oba or king or whoever, that we do not have respect. I wonder if this man have traveled, if he start exposed enough to know that portraying prostrating or bowing before anybody is not a sign of respect. Sometimes it's even a pretense. It's a pretense. There's a saying that pretenders do the worst. Most usually people who do that, do it for eye service, what we call eye service, for the sake of eye service. They pretend they are doing that to show that they respect you. You know, they respect their oga or their boss by doing that. But truly in their mind, they don't mean it. It's fake love or fake respect. I don't think as Igbo people, we should embrace such culture. Even to me, doesn't make even any much sense. But even from the analysis he was trying to put out there, the Igbos don't show respect for people in authority, you know. I doubt what he's saying. I even doubt it to an extent. Igbos show respect. When Igbos come before a king, unless this man have not visited a king before, unless he was explaining himself, his true nature, but not really Igbo people. Because if he's referring to Igbo people, when they come before a king, there's a sign of respect that they give. There's a sign they give. You know, there's a disposition that they show before the king, so as to show respect and regard. That this is an authority. This is an institution of culture. It's more like a deity that represents the entire people, custodian of culture and tradition. Igbos show that respect, show that regard before a king or before Igbo. We normally shout or say Igbo. Igbos do this. No matter your position, if you come before Igbo, we do that. We show that respect to counter what this man was trying to push out there as a wrong narrative. Then outside that, bowing down or lying on the floor, according to other tribes, must not be Igbo culture. Every tribe or every race have their own culture. Chinese people don't do that. Maybe Gambians don't do that. Maybe Sierra Leoneans don't do that. Maybe Cameroonians don't do that. Maybe Arabic people don't do that. That the Yoruba people, or maybe the Hausas or Fulanis, according to him, do that, does not mean that Igbos must do that just because we're in the same country. After all, in the first instance, the amalgamation of Nigeria is a forced one. It's a forced institution. People who understand better about the kind of very far differences that we share as tribes, you know, in that country, know better that the so-called Nigeria that we have today is a force. It's on a false foundation. We shouldn't be one people, you know, truly. We shouldn't be one people. Because we have a very wide gap when it comes to differences in culture, religion, and so on. So that the Yoruba people bow down or lie on the floor or even pie themselves because they are greeting a king or a president or whoever or anybody does not mean that Igbos must share the same culture. We don't eat the same food. We have ora soup in our. Does the Yoruba people eat ora soup? If they eat it, they learn it from the Igbo people. So we must have the same culture. The kind of masquerade display or cultural activities we have in the Igbo land, they don't have in their place, and they mustn't copy ours. Because they want to be one Nigeria. We want to be the same people, share the same value. It mustn't be so. If you travel far and wide, you discover the Igbo white people. They don't take greeting as anything. They see greeting by the true meaning of greeting as a salutation. You see greeting, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You know, has nothing to do with eldership or seniority. There is no segregation in that of who should do that. That the younger person must be the first to greet the older person. Such culture is only practiced in our place. It's not found in other people. You know, in other people, Western people, by Western culture. See, all my life after school, I've served under the white people as my boss. In the Gambia, my boss was an Indian American. In China, a Chinese woman. Even in Dubai here, I've served under so many bosses who are white people. You know, they don't even appreciate greeting. You don't even greet them. I learned this thing from these people. Hey, don't force greeting on them. But when they see you trying to force greeting on them or be desperate to greet them, they begin to see it as what we call eye service. It irritates them. They even prefer to greet you first while you respond. While you respond in return, you reciprocate. They don't even expect you to be distracted by greeting them first from your duty post, from what you're doing. You see them passing by, you want to force greeting on them, you want to bow down or lie down. They see it awkward. They see it as a way of trying to attract sheep appraiser or sheep, trying to induce them to love you or to you to show prove that you are respectful or anything. They don't regard that. They don't even appreciate it. They don't value it. And this is their culture. So if Igbo people have similar culture, does that they mean that they are disrespectful or they should be the worst tribe? Share this video.